Okay. Before we begin, let's take a few moments to be quiet together. Good evening, and welcome to everyone who's joining us on the internet. Tonight, I wish to speak about unity, about union. Not about division, not about walls, not about separating from alliances forged through hard work and the goal of expressing more and more intelligence and common sense that meets the human need. I will say that Paul is having difficulty this evening because he senses that what I am needing to say is adamant and unequivocal and deals with a subject that there are strong feelings about, not only in the United States, but around the world. It's a curious thing. One can want to know the truth. One can learn how to pray by going into the silence, practicing what we have described as the two-step, where one shuts up his thinking and his fearing, and says, help. What's a curious thing is that one may be afraid of what the, quote, truth, unquote, will be, or what it will call upon him to do or be. Also, once having heard and knowing what truth is and what the need is, it can be difficult to be willing to express it if the expectation is that it will not be well received. And one can get bound up in immobilization, afraid to do anything, because the end result will be negative. Even though, as the saying goes, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's the divine law. Obviously, in my lifetime, I was not well received and escorted off the scene abruptly, unkindly. But my task was to give voice to the voice for truth. It's not wise to give lip service to the ideas expressed in A Course in Miracles and not act upon them, not let it change your behavior. And so the requirement is that no matter how, shall I say, hostile the environment is to truth, one must insist upon engaging in the two-step, entering into the holy instant, desiring to hear the truth, and then being still enough to let it in. And there are times that takes courage. There are times when that is not easy. That is exactly when it is essential to persist. Paul has sat here for almost 3 hours, arriving at a point where he was willing to listen, to hear what I would have to say. That's persistence. That's courage. Now, the simple fact, or shall I say the simple illusion, is that there is a concerted effort going on around your globe, being fueled from the head of the United States, that is divisive, that is insisting upon being offensive, abusive, inconsiderate, thoughtless, arrogant. The saying is, make America great again. Or, France should make itself great and take care of itself, or any other country. Cooperation needs to be put on the back burner so as to make greatness of the individual isolated countries be increased. You know, the thought is that the Christ would not occupy himself with such mundane earthly details and would be speaking about wonderful, eternal, divine facts. But why am I called a way-shower? If the way-shower isn't one who says this way and not that way, who says yes and no. Thy will, not mine, be done. That's yes to God and no to my will. And it isn't something to talk about. It's something to be. It's something to practice. There is an increasing need to say no. There is an increasing need to say this must stop. The divisiveness that is so flagrantly and loudly being broadcast around the globe needs to yield to love. It needs to yield to that which unites rather than disintegrates. And so, as the way-shower, I'm here tonight in the name of unity to say everyone must come to the place within himself where he's willing to be clear about the yes and the no. But it has to start with the no. So, everyone around the globe, as I discussed in our last meeting on January 31st, knows what human need is, knows what needs are that must be met. Everyone feels that need. And everyone knows who's in the place of experiencing real need that the practice and exercise of force of the sort that a bully uses is not what meets the need. Whether one is puffing himself up to be loud and arrogant, to try to coerce others into behaving nicely, or whether it's dealing with someone else who is doing that. It doesn't meet the need. Unity does. Unity does. So, what does one do? Well, one does what Paul is doing right now. One ignores the discomfort, the fear, the reluctance to be in a position of being judged, and listens for the truth so that the answer can be given. Now, Tonight's meeting will not be as long as usual because it is not so much a teaching that we're engaging in as it is the initiation of a little lab work, if you will. Meaning that I'm going to be giving everyone a task. You are listening. I am sharing. Now, it is necessary to be able to say, I disagree with the direction things are going in. I disagree with the attempts that are being made in many places around the globe to divide and disintegrate unity. I disagree with that. But I know that just disagreeing with it is not enough. It has to be replaced with something. The saying is, there is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And there is an idea whose time has come. And the expression of that idea is the lab work that I am inviting everyone to engage in between now and the next time we get together, which is likely only to be a week. Now, there is a nice, neat little saying emblazoned on the front of red caps and expressed all over the place. Make America great again. Now, we're not going to agree with making America great or other countries making themselves great, not in alliance with anyone else. We're not going to agree with making oneself great. And so, the idea whose time has come, that is the antidote to make America great again, is this, very simply. Make brotherhood great again. Just be with that for a moment. Everything involved in brotherhood leads to, as we discussed last time, a more perfect union. Every step taken, whether it's in the conducting of business or politics or anything, must arise out of the meaning and value and nature of brotherhood so that it supports brotherhood. Because that's how union is brought forth. Make brotherhood great again. Why would it be again? Well, brotherhood is the original state of the sons and daughters of God. That experience seems to have been lost as brother and sister joined with each other to say they wanted to determine what everything was, instead of yielding to and embracing and confirming what the Father was expressing, is expressing. Now, here's the task for the week. Find as many occasions during every day as you can to express the need to make brotherhood great again. Use those specific words because they are the specific antidote to make America great again, make France great again, make anything great again at the expense or exclusive of anything. People understand what brotherhood is. Pay attention within yourself to what it means to you, because what it means to you is something that you can feel the truth of, so that it's more than just an expression of an intellectual idea when you say it or share it. Media is giving humongous coverage to all of the suggestions of the need for independence, separation, exclusion, the building of walls, the withdrawing from agreements and alliances. Let this phrase find expression. Get it out into the course of human experience. Whether you're chatting with a friend at the coffee shop or at a grocery store or a friend over the phone, find a way to express the feeling you have that the answer to these problems is making brotherhood great again. And letting brotherhood be the motive for behavior. Go on Twitter. Use hashtag #MakeBrotherhoodGreatAgain as often as you can with an expression of yours as to what that means to you. You don't have to get into an ongoing spewing of hate or dislike for the ideas that are of division that are being put forth, or at those who are putting them forth. Get the meaning of make brotherhood great again. Get it out there. Because it's an idea that the majority of the people in the world can understand and put themselves behind. The movement of the idea needs to begin. And so, I'm charging everyone with the activity of doing this during the coming week. There's no reason not to continue after that. But the energy of the truth of it needs to be expressed in words so that it may move those who are hearing it. And if there are those who disagree and who are obtuse and arrogant in their dislike of what you're saying, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. What matters is for the idea to be expressed. 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 Giving voice to the voice for truth is what all of us are here to do. That is our function. My voice in these meetings is heard all over the world. Everyone on your globe is my brother or sister. We are family. We are the Brotherhood. And in spite of the noise, the arrogant noise of the expression of division seems to be overwhelming, the fact is that there are more in the world, who stand with and are able to identify with the need for making brotherhood great again than those who are engaged in loudly dividing and disintegrating natural harmony and cooperation and unity. There is really no contest. The divisiveness cannot stand because there are more who are experiencing human need, who understand what humaneness and humanity is, and opt for that over anything else. Love is the answer. Get the thought of love out there without even using the words. By getting the words, make brotherhood great again, out there. I'm going to reiterate. One has to say no to that which is destructive. And one has to say yes to that which is harmonizing. Independence is not harmonizing. Cooperation is. Brotherly love is. The willingness to look into your brother's eyes and remember God is, no matter what color his skin or her skin, no matter what religion is professed or embraced. Brotherhood already is the fact. It needs to be brought back into the foreground. And that's the task this week. In all forms of social media, in all forms of social interaction, find an innocuous way to express the words, we need to make brotherhood great again. Brotherhood needs to be the foundation of everyone's behavior. I thank you for listening. I thank Paul for his willingness to let me express this clearly. And I look forward to being with you next time.